Well, this is my Parrot Bebop FPV pack, and I use it a lot of times to go out and do a lot of flying around with my Bebop. But sometimes I want to be able to hold my tablet in my hand and not go FPV. And so at those times, then I need to get this out. I need to use this little holder here to hold my tablet. And when it's real sunshiny here in Arizona, it's very difficult for me to see the screen. So this is going to be about the third sun shield that I have made, and I'm learning every time, and maybe this will be the last time and maybe not. But if you've got a Bebop with a sky controller like this, then you've got this setup. Now, one thing that I couldn't figure out when I first got it is I couldn't bend this back any further. You know, now you've pushed down on it and turn it, but I couldn't get it to bend back. But it will bend forward. So I thought, why is that? And I think the reason is because they want you to have the antenna pointing up, because if you could bend this down, then you'd hold the antenna pointing at the ground. So that's probably the reason. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a sun shield that will work with my Samsung 8-inch tablet, and we're going to put it in there like so and clamp this and have the sun shield around it. So that's our plan, and we'll see how it works on this third time around. I thought I might as well videotape it and be able to help other people make a sun shield too. So we'll lay this aside for now, and we'll put the tablet over here, and I'll show you how we'll figure things out here. This is the poster board that I get at Walmart, and it's about $1 a sheet, something like that. So let's see, how wide is this? We're going to make, okay, so that's 20, well, we'll just say roughly 28 inches wide. And the tablet is roughly 8 inches, okay, a little more than 8. So the way to figure out where to put this thing is, first of all, we take our total width, which is 28, and we subtract the total width of the tablet, which is 8. So that gives us 20 inches left over. Then we have to divide that by 2, and so when we divide that by 2, we come in here, and that's about where we want our tablet to be. We'll have 10 inches on this side and 10 inches on this side. Actually, it's just a little bit off, so we'll move that over. Now, that's a general rule for finding where we want to place things. Also, one of the things that I was doing wrong previously is you know what? I'm going to have to get me a pencil. So, be right back. All right, that was quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a mark over here, a mark over here. So now I know how much, I know where my starting line is. And then, like I said, the first one I made it so it looked straight in at the tablet, and then I made my nice sun shield around so the sun couldn't come in, but I had to have something, a hole at the top, which let light come in. And then when I would look in there, I would see the reflection of my face. And so in order to keep from having my face show up, now I'm going to take and I'm going to make it so it sits like this. And so when I look straight down, in other words, instead of having it look like that, it's going to be tilted. So when I look straight down at it, I won't see my reflection. My reflection will bounce up over to the front side of the shield. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to figure out whatever measurement that is. So that's, well, let's see. So that's about 9.5. Well, let's get it exactly here. That's 9 5/8. So we'll come up here and we'll make a line 9 5/8. And then this one should be 9 5/8 too, probably. You know, that's actually 9 3/4. That's how far off we are. So we'll go 9 3/4 and put that there. And then we're going to make our line, our bend line, okay? One. There's the other one, okay? Then, what we want to do is we want to have the sides to come up, but we want them tilted back so that this, when it gets into the holder, it'll be tilted. So one of the things I'm going to do is we'll just make it about the width of this ruler right here. That's where the tablet's going to sit. And then we'll set the tablet in here. That's going to be about right. Okay, so there is where our tablet's going to sit. Now, if I'm going to have that tilted forward, these sides have to fold back this way. And so what I'm going to do, let me see if I make that about 10 inches up. That's pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll make it just enough of an angle. I don't know how many degrees that is, and it's not critical. We'll go like that. We'll go like that. Then we have to duplicate this up there. So since this is, let's just do it this way. Since this is, my tablet width is, I guess I'll just use this side because it's more accurate. Okay. My tablet width is 5 7/16. Okay, that's what I've set it for. So now I come down over here and I measure 5 7/16 to here. And I come over here and I measure 5 7/16, which would be right about there. Now, I draw this line from there to there. And this line from there to there. Okay? So when this folds up, in order for me to look in the top, it's going to have to be tilted. Now, the front of it is going to have to be the same height as the sides. So, actually it's going to be the same height as that line right there. So let's see what that is. That is, okay, so that's going to turn out to be 9 3/4. So what I want to do is come up here and measure 9 3/4 right there. And nine 3/4 there. I'm going to draw my line across there. Okay, so that's the basic fold up for my sun shield. So what I like to do, and these can be any thickness, but what I like to do is just make it plenty wide. Okay, now we're going to have to cut this out here and this here, but we're not going to cut this because we're going to fold it underneath, and that will give the base of the cardboard a little more stiffness because it's going to be clamped in the clamp. And it's because of its weight, because it does have some weight, it's going to want to flop a little bit. So we're gonna cut this out. We'll cut this out, and then we'll do some folding. So that's the next step, is to start cutting. And the cutting process doesn't have to be perfect. Better get it over here where you can see it. And one thing, if you're cutting, when you're cutting on, you want to cut a nice straight line. You get the line started and then look at the point of your scissors. Don't look where it's cutting, look at the point and keep the point on the line and you'll cut a much straighter line that way. So we'll see if we can do that here. All right, now we're ready to do some bending. And I'll put this over here so we don't knock it off. So the first thing I want to do is bend this one, and I'm going to bend it up. So I have a metal ruler here, a piece of angle iron will work, anything that is not going to give. And then we'll get our finger underneath of there. And bend that down on there like that. And then take our ruler and just run it across there. And make sure that's going to want to stay down. Now the reason I bent it up is because the tablet's going to sit here and then that's going to push against the tablet, which will make it probably pretty easy when I go to close things up to get the tablet off. So now, let's see, we'll just go this. Okay, now then, we take our tablet and here's the control buttons. We want them on the bottom so we can reach them. And then this will come up like this. This will come up like this. And whoop, there goes the tablet. And now all we have to do is fasten them together. And of course we'll have to cut a hole up here for the clamp. And we have to cut a hole on this side right over here for the USB plug. So to do that, I'll have to go get my blade. Okay. Now, I need to, well, we'll just have to get this off of here. Find the middle of this thing. So that's 8 1/4. And that is, I'd say close to 2 1/2. We'll say 2 1/2. So 8 1/4 minus 2 1/2 is 8 1/4 minus 2 1/2. That would be 6 1/4. That would be 5 3/4, right? And then you divide that in half, and that's 2 1/2 3/8. So if I come over 2 1/2 and 2 1/2 and 3/8 right there. That should put me right in the middle. Well, that's pretty close. I come over here, 2 1/2 and 3/8. Oh, there's 3/8. Okay, so 2 1/2 and 3/8 is right there. Okay, so that's where I need to cut a hole for that. Okay, so there's that. And then for the USB hole, okay, get that off of there. Now we'll see how this works. Put this back on. that out. Set that there. There's our tablet. Set our tablet here. Now, we still have a little bit of work to do here, but we'll see how this works. Okay, so I put the tablet about midway, which is right about there. I fold this up, and I push this in really, oops, it's not centered, is it? I've got to go this way a little bit here. Okay, push that in really hard so that it doesn't fall out, or it doesn't lose my tablet. Then we fold these up like so, and we've got our tablet in there. This is stuff you get at Walmart, and it works just fine. This here is what I use to hold cameras on airplanes when they're flying, and it's really tough and hard to break loose from. Whereas this is not as high quality, and it works just fine. So what we're going to do, we want this to be over there like that, so I'm going to put a piece here and a piece there. Okay, so now this folds up and stays right there. Okay, so we got that part done.